All right. So are you guys excited? Excited to be here? All right. So this is the first call of four for the Coach University. You're going to hear me this week. You're going to hear Katie next week. You'll hear me the week after, and you'll hear Katie the final week. So we're going to alternate over the next 4 weeks to bring you sort of the first 30 days of your coach training, everything that you need to know. So I've got a lot to cover today. So let me just kind of look through these comments. All right, Katie, 2 weeks ago, I'm doing quarter force. Jolie, welcome. Jen, hello. Sign up on the 29th of June. Lift 4, perfect. Nira. I'm going to say it wrong. I know it. Nira. Okay. So Nira starting with lift 4. Perfect. Signed up 2 weeks ago. Kaylee is my coach. I'm doing 80-day obsession. All right. Jennifer, lift 4, UB2. Perfect. All right. Starting with lift 4. Signed up in June. Perfect. All right. This is exciting. Lift 4. Okay. So guys, really excited to have you guys here. And I want to just say a couple of things. Number one, being a new coach is the most overwhelming process that you'll ever go through. I mean, probably you feel like a chicken with your head cut off right now, right? And there is so much information and there are so many groups. And I don't know if you're like me, but I didn't use Facebook for business before, or Instagram or anything. So all of a sudden there were like groups that I was being added to, and I had no idea how to find things, or, so I don't know, is that any of you that are like, this is so overwhelming? Okay. So give yourself a little bit of grace to know that, hey, it takes all of us a good 2 to 3 months before we feel like we have our crap together. And you are allowed to feel like a hot mess. You are allowed to feel you're allowed to at least once in the next 30 days think, what the heck did I sign up for? And can I really do this business? You certainly can. I started coaching. I started coaching with I had less than 100 friends on my Facebook page. My kids were 6 months and 2.5. I was about 20 pounds away from my goal weight, was going through my transformation, and I was like stay-at-home mom. Like I was trying to run all of this and a business and no sleep. And so I just want you guys to know it can be done. And it can be done, and you will find a system that works for you. But you really have to say, like, I have to lean into the uncomfortableness that this may bring me right now and know that this is part of the process, and I'll get there. All right. So if you can give yourself a little bit of grace, that'll be very, very important. So what I want to do, I'm going to give you a really quick tutorial before we get started, just because I want to make sure everybody feels good about the group. So this is our let me just give you a good rundown of Facebook really quickly. So when you're logged into Facebook, if you actually look at, you see where it says more right here. If you click on that down arrow, you can actually see where it says unpin from shortcuts. I actually have this group favorited. So you can have like a certain, you have 20 groups favorited. So pick the groups that you want to be plugged into, and this should be one of them. And what happens is it actually shows up on this left-hand side where it says shortcuts. Can you guys see that? The things you want to see first are going to show up there. The challenge group you're a part of and this coach training should be at the top. Those should be the 2 things that you are paying attention to. Now, there are a lot of other groups you're probably added into. A personally sponsored coach page or a team page. And I want you to know that you're going to have to do a little filtering. How many of you are also in the Beachbody Champions page too? So yes, and then you've got the Team Beachbody 411. Like there's just a lot. So what we want to do is focus on this coach training. Filter everything else out. The national wake-up calls are great to listen to, but do them recorded, all right? So do them when you're driving. If you have a drive to work, or you've got to take kids, or when you're getting a shower or cooking dinner, just put that on your iPad or open up your computer and listen to the recording. You don't need to sit there live. Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern time for me are like not the best time for me. It was wild and crazy in my house. I didn't want to stress myself out about being on there live, so I just got on later. Ashley, which group are you talking about? You're talking about the Beachbody Champions page? If that's the one you're talking about, that's like the Beachbody, like there's like 30,000, maybe more people in there. I think you just have to go and request to join and you'll get added in there. But again,
I think it's this group, the New Coach Training University. I don't have that.
You know what? If you're on Vimify, you don't have this one because everyone's like, this is my PS Coach page. So yes, you guys are on the Vimify. I totally forgot for a moment where I was at. but you are good. So the same training is Vimify versus here, but this helps me keep track of my PS a little bit easier. All right, so here's the scoop. I want you to filter out everything else and just focus on what your coach is telling you to do, being a challenger in the challenge group, and getting on these calls for the next 4 weeks. So that should make you feel a little bit better. We as a dream team organization, whether you're Kaylee's coach or you're Katie's coach or you're mine or you're somebody else in the organization, I just want you to know that we do calls every Monday at 9 o'clock. Again, if it's not, the subject line is impertinent to you, do a power hour. That's what I want you to kind of think about. All right. So filtering the information. The second thing is, when you signed up as a coach, right, and you set your goals to your sponsor, and if you haven't set goals yet, you're not really building a business. So I want to be just very candid and very honest. You know, we want to run with you. We want to help you reach the goals that you've set for yourself, but you have to get specific on what you want to do. Do you want to help 3 people this month? Do you want to help 5 people this month? Do you want to earn $500? Do you want to earn $1,000? Like, what is your goal? Do you want to be an Emerald coach? And I want you to write it down. And then one of the big things that's really important is you speak positivity into yourself. And you say, I am a $500 earner in Beachbody in my first month. I am an Emerald coach on July 31st, 2018. I am a Success Club 10 coach. And so you actually speak to yourself as if it's already happened. And then one of the things that I have always done is I write it on a sticky note. I'll stick it on my computer screen. I get like my little dry erase markers. I'll write it on my bathroom mirror or on a whiteboard. But I would set my goals. And even though they maybe gave me a little bit of butterflies and I wasn't really sure how to get there, having goals that I set for myself was what helped me to get to the destination that I wanted to go. It also helped my coach mentor me in the right way as well, okay? So make sure you've set goals. The second thing is you're a product of the product. If you signed up, make sure commit to a fitness program. I know for me in building my business, the best way to build a business when you have no credibility is to just lead by example. So commit to every single day drinking your Shakeology. Because again, if you're like me, you screwed it up the first couple of times you made it. You might not have even liked it like I did, but I said to myself, give it 30 days. I need to find the right recipe. I need to see how my body adjusts. And through that process, I was able to find out, okay, I really don't do well with a lot of fiber. I need to cut back to a half a scoop. Okay, I have to make it with water and not milk because milk bothers my stomach. You know, how do I keep myself full longer? Because just my shake with water wasn't cutting it. I added spinach. I added a half a banana. But by me going through that process, I was able to communicate that to my new customers. I was also able to create my own Shakeology story that allowed me, when people asked me about Shakeology, I wasn't just spewing facts from the Coach Online office, but I was actually telling people how it was working for me. So that's really important that you are consistent with it so you can share that with others too. And then as far as the fitness program goes, you know, committing to that and treating yourself, you know, we always see people, you see transformation stories and there are these coach test groups, right? So people that get to be in a coach test group. I have treated myself as if I was in a coach test group every single time a new product comes out. So if you're doing 2B Mindset, you're doing Lift 4, you're doing the 21-day fix, today's the day you take your before photos, you do your measurements, you post it on social media that you're starting a new program and that you're holding yourself accountable by sharing publicly. These are your goals. This is what your struggles are going to be. And then every single week, you're going to take people on the journey with you. And that is going to help you build your business because people are not going to just see this person who is advertising for challenge groups or is inviting people to join, but they're going to see you day to day living it, showing how this is affecting you. You're going to build trust and credibility. All right. So that's what I want you to focus on. Product of the product, Shakeology, and fitness program. All right. And then we'll talk about the rest. So now we look at our goals for the first 30 days. In the first 30 days, if you want to do your job as a Beachbody coach, you're hitting Success Club. Otherwise, you're not. Katie actually said this at Super Saturday yesterday, and I thought it was really good. She's like, if you're not hitting Success Club, you're not actually doing your job. You're not helping people. And that's a really good way to put it, right? So a lot of times we want to help people, we want to create an income, but we're afraid to ask people for a decision. And as Beachbody coaches, our tools are Shakeology, Beachbody On Demand, 2B Mindset, all of the fitness programs. If we want to support people in their fitness journey, we've got to match them up with the product and the program, and we have to require them to do it and then put them into the challenge group. So do you want to help 5 people? Do you want to help 10 people? Let's be specific with that goal. Everybody in here will hit Success Club if you follow what we are teaching you, right? Honestly, most people just don't have that consistency, so I want to challenge you on that. So the next part about that is, how are we going to hit Success Club? That's what we're going to talk a little bit more about as well. So business activity tracker, or something that you're going to use to track your business, all right? Because this is really key. This is the key to building success, is making sure that you're doing the things on this list. So we're going to kind of walk through this. I'm going to walk you through this, and then I'm going to open it up for some questions at the end. And if at any point in time you have any questions, you can just drop them in the comments below, all right? So first and foremost, we already talked about building me. Go print maybe 4 or 5 of these trackers off. They can be found in the Coach Online office, and they're also in the prep tasks of our training group. So whether you're on Vimify or you're on Facebook, you can find them both. We've got the first one, be proof that the product works, and in your personal development. That's already done. Shake, workout, personal development. Your personal development is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. That book, hands down, made me realize that building a business is a process. And I was listening this morning to an audio training, and the speaker was talking about when you build a business and let's, for example, say you're going to build a brick and mortar business, a franchise, and you invest, hundreds of thousands of dollars into building a business. You aren't expecting a return on your investment for maybe a year or more, right? And so in your Beachbody business, you haven't invested in a building and in, the insurance and hiring employees, and you're doing everything online, but you still have to remember that it is going to take a little bit of time. So you may invest a little bit, like your investment in your challenge pack, but you should be able to make that back within the first 30 days because you don't have an overhead cost that a brick and mortar business would have. All right. But the same sort of principles are there that are going to help you to get to that point. Okay. Now we're moving on. Building my business. If we say, okay, my goal is, and before we can do our business activity tracker, we have to say, have I launched my business yet? How many of you have launched your business on social media? Done it? Done it? Okay, a lot of you have. All right, so that's today's assignment if you haven't done it yet. How do you launch your business? Well, you got to tell people that you are a coach, and you want to tell people why you decided to become a coach. What do you hope to accomplish through this? And you want to tell people how you intend to help them and give them a call to action. So if you're just starting your fitness journey, then you say that. You talk about how you were inspired to sign up, how you were inspired to start your business. And then you say, I'm going to be running an online accountability group in the next few weeks. Drop an emoji, drop a comment, like the post, send me a private message if you would like to know more information about how I can support you in your fitness journey. So that's the first step, right? Everybody go ahead and launch their business today. Now, we have to say we're open for business. Otherwise, people are not going to know why. But as soon as we do, now we can say, okay, I've launched my business. What am I going to invite people to? So I always say we want to set our challenge group start date, because each and every one of us is either going to run our own challenge group, or you're going to team up with your sponsor coach and you're going to co-run a challenge group together. All right. Here's a few things you need to consider. Do you want your challenge group to be program specific? Meaning I'm going to do a 2B Mindset group, and everybody in the group is going to do 2B Mindset and Shakeology. I'm going to do a Lift 4 group. Everybody in the group is doing Lift 4 and drinking Shakeology. Or do you want it to be a general accountability group where everybody is doing different programs, 21-Day Fix, Lift 4, Core to Force, but everybody's drinking Shakeology, and we start on the same date, and there's a daily accountability check-in, and we set a range. So maybe the group's going to run for 6 weeks, and then at the end of 6 weeks, you evaluate and decide to continue on or start fresh again. There is no right or wrong way to do it, right, Jolie? So it really is, it's totally up to you. You'll see around launches. So for example, we are launching Lift 4. So yes, I'm doing a Lift 4 specific group. In August, I'll probably do like a back to school challenge group. That'll be a general challenge group, right? But it'll have a theme to it. So I do tend to have a theme. And then I'll do groups that are specific to launches as well. So you just need to pick and choose. I find that the general groups other than launch months are better because you never want somebody that says, well, I don't want to do Lift 4. I want to do 21 Day Fix. You don't ever want to kind of cut somebody out of an opportunity to be a part of a challenge group. So that's something you want to consider. So when we're looking at our schedule, so that's first. So co-run or do your own group. That's kind of your two ways. Then we want to say, okay, today is the 9th. And so we have to get our Success Club points within the calendar month. So we have until the 31st of July to help our 5 people or more, as many as you can get, all right? We know Success Club comes from challenge packs, Shakeology on Home Direct, Daily Sunshine. There's lots of different ways. I have that how to earn Success Club points in our group. So let's choose our program start date. If today's the 9th, I would say you want to start your preseason, which is like the week before you do workouts. That's your prep week where you're kind of setting goals and you're going through the meal plan. On the 23rd of July, your day 1 of actual workouts would be the 30th. You would want to have everybody signed up and purchased by the middle of prep week, so by the 25th, all right? So now, once you say, I know what my date is, I know what I'm advertising for, I know how many spots I want to offer, right? I know when it's going to start, what the group is going to be all about. These are all things you can work on today. Now I need to start advertising and putting it out there. So this is where we're at right now. So we need to have that. We need to have those dates and the information so we can invite. So we know exactly what we're inviting people to, right? So that makes us feel a little bit more organized in the process. So decide what it's going to be. Let's just say we're going to do a summer shred. That's what I did in the month of June and July, right? It was like the summer shred 6-week accountability group. Let's just say that's going to start on the 23rd with preseason. And then the 30th is going to be day 1 of that group. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make a post about my summer shred group. And I'm going to say, like, I'm looking for 10 people who are wanting to stay accountable throughout the summer, that would love to learn more about clean eating, that want to have strategies and tips to be able to get through the summer and vacations and traveling without falling off track, and would like to be surrounded by other women that will hold each other accountable. And you can and the best thing about it is you want to kind of list out some of the characteristics of the challenge group. Like, we're going to share our meal plans every Sunday. Every day there'll be a daily check-in, if you want to do like a live Zoom workout with them. So you list out some of the things that make your group specific and unique and different. All right. Then at the bottom of your post, you want to give a clear call to action. So you want people, and you want to kind of separate it with maybe a couple of spaces in that paragraph and say, if you are interested in joining this group or would like to get more information, fill out this application. And that's where you can drop the link your challenge group application right in there. So you're directing people to fill it out. So now you're gathering information about them and you know that somebody is interested. This can be done on Facebook and Instagram. You can also share stuff like this in your stories as well. So you can do it all 3 places. Now, once you launch your challenge group idea, you're gonna, one of 2 things is going to happen to you. Number 1, you may get crickets. Nobody may comment. Nobody may even like it, because people might say, oh my God, if I like this post, then people will know. So they kind of like hide. People don't want to say anything. I see Jess and Jennifer are both like shaking their head. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. It happened to me, especially because I didn't have a very, very big following. So people, and then I wasn't somebody that ever did fitness before either. So they were like, what the heck is this? So now this is why your social media is really important. Why posting consistently is because now I need to build trust with these people. Did you all see the posting schedule, like the Monday through Sunday? Did you guys see that? So that's really where this comes into place. And this week I was like super ghetto is what I'm going to say. And this is what it looks like. Wait, let me show you last week's because it's actually filled out a little bit more. All right, so this is last week's schedule, and I don't know if you can see that, but I literally did posting schedule. I wrote my goal at the top, and then I did Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I didn't even do a full week, but I knew last week I was advertising for Lift 4. My goal was to get 10 challengers signed up for Lift 4 last week. So what I did was I said, okay, every day I've got to have something that like calls people to action that is about that program in there. So I'll kind of walk you through that. Last Sunday, I did this food prep video where I talked about flexible nutrition. I talked about planning for a holiday week. Why does that help? Because I'm actually going live and I'm in the kitchen and I'm just putting food in baggies and then I'm talking about Shakeology bars and I'm talking all the different things I'm doing. That builds trust. People can see I'm actually leading by example. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm in my kitchen. I'm talking about the ways I'm going to overcome the week. And at the end, I simply say, hey, if you want more information about this accountability group, drop me a comment below or send me a private message or visit my bio. I've got a few spots left. So that's how I kind of work it in at the end. Then I even pulled out some Lift 4 transformation photos from other people that had done Lift 4. And I'm like, I'm so excited for my Lift 4 group, T-minus 7 days until we start. Check out this mom of 2 and her amazing transformation. She's been working out 4 days a week with lifting and high intensity interval training with a focus on your abs. Like, this is awesome. I can't wait for this program. Send me a message if you want more information. Where do you find those photos at? They're all on, if you actually go into the training section of the Coach Online office, you can find the Lift 4 testimonials. I bet you your coach also has an album on her personal page or her business page that has photos that you can pull from that. I know my Committed to Getting Fit page has an album of Lift 4 transformations. So you can easily find those, right? So that was like my post. Then the next day I was like, okay, I'm going to do a never miss a Monday because it was Monday morning. That's going to be my accountability. I'm going to talk about my plan for the week, my workouts, what I'm doing. At the end this morning, even if you look at my post this morning on my Instagram, I did a call to action at the end. I talked about getting back on track after a holiday weekend, all right? The invite was there. This afternoon, I'm going to do like some testimonials from Lift 4 with another invite. Also, I'm going to do other things throughout the day. Like last week, I did a 4th of July recipe. I wasn't inviting, I wasn't selling, I was simply just sharing information. So this is an important part where you're not always selling, but sometimes you're just giving really cool recipes or things that work for you. Something else that could be like just something you're sharing, your favorite pair of yoga pants or your favorite sports bra at Target that you love or something that's on sale. Talk about things that make your life easier. When my kids were little, how many of you have little kids and you have formula? And you know those formula containers that are like divided by like 5 different sections? When I traveled, I used to put my Shakeology scoops because they would fit perfectly in there. And I took a picture of that. And that was one of my posts. It was like, this is the most, like, you don't have to drag your bag or put it in baggies. Actually should probably do that again. That's a good post. But so that was like a random tip. Or water, drink your water. How many ounces of water should you drink? So you can sprinkle in these like free advice, free tips throughout the week. You've got your personal accountability post for the day, and then you have an invite of some sort. And there's like 3 great posts. All right. So that should be your whole week. So all you want to do is just get out a blank sheet of paper. And even as I'm talking to you, start writing those things down. Okay, I'm going to do this on Monday. I'm going to do this on Tuesday. So this afternoon, when you've got a cute water bottle, snap a picture of it and say, okay, I'll save that for tomorrow and I'll post about it. Or, okay, I've got to take the kids to baseball practice tonight. I can take the pictures and then I can edit them and type it up and save it in the notes section of my phone while I'm sitting there waiting for them to get done with practice, and I'm using my time effectively. So I like the plan because it helps me to drive towards the goal, and it helps me to be a little bit more organized, because when you have kids and you have a full-time job and you have other responsibilities, this is where we get overwhelmed when we're trying to like fly by the seat of our pants all the time. All right. So it doesn't have to be pretty. And I highlight it once I post it, because then that's my accountability to say like, oh yeah, I'm on track, or oh no, I'm not on track. So this basic, nothing beautiful, right? I think sometimes we get all caught up in the trackers or the pretty forms and stuff when it doesn't need to be like that at all. Okay. So this just kind of gives you a look at the week. So what is your goal? Your goal is to get 5 to 10 challengers into your next challenge group. So one post a day at least should be an invite of some sort. You want to have your own daily accountability, and then you want to have sort of an extra in there as well. Family, kids, things you're doing in your lifestyle, all really good stuff. So let me just pause for a moment, all right, and tell you, you're going to practice this all this week, right? It's going to be kind of messy. It's going to be kind of funky. It's going to feel uncomfortable because you're doing things you don't typically do. You're taking selfies and you're like, what the heck? I've never taken a selfie before, and that's going to be awkward. But the more you stay consistent and disciplined with it, the easier it'll get. And you'll get did Katie talk to you about getting a tripod, and she would go over all of that in the kickoff call? Yeah, I see some people saying yes. Okay, so those are some things. If you haven't, we can kind of talk about that at the end. Okay, now the next step, right, that we want to focus on is this building my business part in your business activity tracker. So let's just spend a little bit of time talking about that right now. So the next thing is adding 3 people to my social media network. Now, again, if you don't have a big following, this is going to be easy for you, because we're going to just friend request everybody that we aren't connected to. So if you're a private person, you're going to make your Facebook and your Instagram public. Promise me that you will change your photo and it will be a picture of you, right? So that people like this is your business. Your social media is your business. So we want to have some sort of a professional look to it. Doesn't need to be a professional photo, but it shouldn't be like a picture of your family or your dog or your cat. It should be you. So when people come to your page, they see your face. That is really important. I know for me, when somebody sends me a message, I instantly look at who they are first. Because if they're like, I don't want to talk to somebody that's scammy or salesy, or I can't see their face, like that creeps me out. So I need to see who I'm talking to, at all times. All right. Okay. So you go to your Facebook and you go to your friends section. So here, I'll just show you very simply how to do this. All right. So if we look at this and we're on our personal Facebook page, and if you go to friends, right? And let me just show you. Actually, I should show you this. So let's just look at my old profile photos. So let's go back to the beginning. This was before I was a coach, right? Bad profile photo. That's my niece and my dog. Bad photo for business. Great if it's your personal page. This, not so bad. This is me. This is before I was a coach. Let's get to where that's Landon. There he is again. All right, wait. Let's get to where I started coaching and what my first photos were when I started. 2011. We're not there yet. Not there yet. June, this is when I was a coach, but let's see when I started to get a little bit better at this. It took me a little while. There we go. That was one of my first profile photos that I had. I took it with my own phone, but there you go. I was actually standing in front of the bathroom door. I set the self timer on my phone, and that's my first profile photo. And then you can see I'm starting to get a little bit better in the process. It took me a while. So guys, like isn't that horrible? But that was me. So yeah, so this is like the progression of profile photos. All right, so anyways, back to where we're at. Friends. What we want to do is you want to click Find Friends. And when you're on this Find Friends, one of the things that really helped me was just searching my hometown or searching my current city, like where I lived at, Mars, Pennsylvania. and just looking for people that I knew from that area. And so what happens is right here should pop up a list of people that live in Mars, Pennsylvania. And so you can go down through and you can say, oh, Brad, yep, went to high school with him, friend request. Oh, Bridget, yep, I know her. Our kids go to preschool together, friend request her. I went to like my college, right? So I went to Pitt, Johnstown, and University of Pittsburgh. And then from there, I actually, let's see, groups or even just people, like you can sometimes just go down through and scroll. And I just looked for people that I might have went to school with, or I even searched like University of Pittsburgh. I would do ASA sister, because that's what I was. I would search for example, let's do, let's see, where my kids go to preschool at. Oh, my school preschool and friends of my school preschool. So this is a group. And so I'm actually in this group. These are all of my kids' preschool, like moms and friends and teachers. Go right in here and look down through and say, who am I friends with? Who am I not friends with? This is an easy place for you to go in and friend request people. Try to do 10 a day or less. Then a week goes by and they haven't accepted, I just delete the friend request, right? Now, I don't say anything to those people. That's just how I am. I don't go in and say anything. But what I will do is now these people are seeing my feed. They're seeing what I'm posting. And if somebody starts liking my photos or maybe makes a comment, then I'm going to start a conversation. But this just puts more people that you are now able to influence. You can do the exact same thing on Instagram. You can actually search on Instagram by location, by tag. You can search for people. You can add all your Facebook friends and invite them to Instagram. So those are other great ways. So every single day, you're adding people to your network. All right. So, and then as you're adding people, if there's somebody you want to connect with, so I would think of myself as a new coach. I'm like, all right, I'm a professional friend maker. I need to just connect with people that I haven't talked to in a long time. So for example, if Kristen and I went to college together and I sent her a friend request, I would say, Kristen, you popped up as a suggested friend. I haven't seen you in forever. Oh my gosh, your baby is adorable. What have you been up to? How is your summer going? There you go. I've just connected with somebody. That would be like starting a new conversation with a contact. All right. So say to yourself every day, I'm just going to start a conversation. And then when somebody asks you, how are you doing? You're not going to respond, life is good, the kids are busy, we're going on vacation. You're going to say, life is good, kids are keeping me busy. I just started my own health and fitness business and I'm absolutely loving it, right? And so you're going to say that. Make sure you say that in there because you want people to know you just started a new business, okay? And then what are they going to do? They're instantly going to go to your profile. They're going to look at your photos and now they're going to be able to see what you're up to. So if you aren't doing your job at being consistent with your daily post, then you've sort of lost that credibility right then and there. So this is where you really want to make sure you've got all the different angles that are going on. Okay. Julie, what do you want me to repeat? What do I say to them? What I say? So when I'm talking to a friend, like for example, I use Kristen as an example. Hey, Kristen, it's so great to, hey, Kristen, I forget what I said. See, now I forgot. I'll remember what it was. Something to the effect of like, it's so great to see you on here. Like your baby's getting so big. What have you been up to? How's life going? It's good to connect. Something along those lines. And when she responds back and chats with you and asks you what you're up to, that's when you respond and you say, oh, I'm doing great. We're getting ready to go on vacation. I just launched my new business. I'm so excited. And so then you make sure you say new business. Don't say everything else in your life and leave that out because you want people to go kind of stalk your page and see what you're up to. Okay. All right. So that would be your conversations, right? That you are doing with people. So get in the habit. When I say building your business, this is it. You're a professional friend maker. You're adding new contacts. You're starting conversations. And if you are tech savvy, I can teach you how to use Google Streak to manage your contacts. If you're not tech savvy, I can get out a sheet of paper and just start writing down the people that you are starting to talk to that you want to invite or that you have invited, okay? Because The sooner you start this, we want to get people in pipeline so that we've made new friends, then we've started a conversation, and then we're inviting. So every day we've got people that are in different kind of stages of that process. I will say Google Streak makes your life so much better. And I can definitely do a video on that to help you out with that. You can download it to your Google right now, and I can definitely talk more about that. But now we started new conversations, and we need to invite people to our challenge group. So for me, this is how I invite, and everybody's different. But I say to myself, okay, I want to make really good social media posts that have a call to action. I want to do Instagram stories that have a poll, so that people are saying, yes, I'd like more information, or absolutely, I want to know more. Or I'm asking them for their feedback, because everybody that likes my workout pictures, my posts about, nutrition or fitness, I'm going to start sending messages to. So I am going to send, for example, if Amber likes my workout picture this morning and I have a call to action, but she didn't comment and she didn't fill out my application, I'm going to say, hey, Amber, I noticed that you liked my picture this morning. Thanks so much for the love of my picture. Would you be interested in my summer accountability group? I'd love to share some more information with you. Done. That's an invitation for the day. All right. I'll look through my Instagram stories. Who's viewing my stories? If I see somebody that's been watching them every single day, they're not a coach, I don't know who they are, I'm going to send them a message. Hey, Estella, thanks so much I see you've been viewing my stories every day. Are you on your fitness journey too? Would you be interested in learning more about my accountability and support groups that I run? That's another invitation. All right. So you want to aim to do 3 a day. If you can do more, that's better. But if you do less than that, then you're messing up that flow. Also, when somebody says to you, yes, I'd like more information, I want to ask you to refrain from what I call verbal vomit or diarrhea of the mouth, because that's always where we go. All right. We get really excited when somebody says they want more information, or better yet, when you make a post about a challenge group and they say, I'm in, we're like, oh my God, I have a challenger. 2 SC points, here we go. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to ghost you and they're not going to come back, all right? Because people don't understand that, number one, they got to pay for something, and they have no idea what they're committing to. They just think you're giving them something for free, all right? So I just want to burst your bubble right now so that I don't have to post it 20 times in the training about it, all right? So here's what you do. When somebody says, I'm in, I want more information, immediately you ask them questions. You pretend you're interviewing them. You want to find out what workouts have they done, what is their fitness goals, or what do they struggle with. And once you kind of find out who they are as a person, then you say to them, okay, this challenge group would be perfect for you. Here is what a challenge group is. These are the requirements. Does this sound like something you would like to do? No price involved. You're keeping it short and sweet, 3 to 5 sentences. All right. So, and we've got lots of scripts in the coach training on how to interview a challenger prospect, how to explain what a challenge group is. So go check those resources out. And if you don't know what to say, message your sponsor coach through Facebook or text them or something. Like, don't send an email, because none of us like to check emails. So send us a Facebook message, an Instagram message, or a text message. All right. If you need help responding as to what to say or do. But short and sweet. If somebody says, well, how much does it cost? I always say that depends on the challenge pack option that we decide on. So let me ask you a few questions first, because I don't know what it's going to cost them until, do they have on demand? Do they want to do 2B mindset? Do they want to do lift 4? Do they have Shakeology? I don't know. I got to figure out all of those things before I can even give somebody a cost and a price. All right. So our goal is to say to ourselves, all right, 1 out of every 10 is going to say yes. So I have to know that going in. A no does not mean that they don't like you. A no does not mean you're a failure. If somebody ignores you, it doesn't mean you failed at this. It just means that that person just isn't quite ready yet. So they may watch us for a little while. We can't take objections personal. It's not a personal attack on you. My coach invited me 7 times before I said yes. I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't quite there yet. So know that that's a part of the process. How many times did you watch your coach before you signed up? Or how long did you follow your coach before you even joined a challenge group? So keep that in mind. That's a real part of this business, is it takes time. That's why we're inviting every single day. Block out an hour a day to do just what's on this sheet. This should be a solid hour of your day, every single day at minimum. All right. So that's key, because there's other things like trainings and videos and watching this and that and doing workouts. This is what builds your business. This and this only. All right, so now we've kind of gone through this process. Now we're going to follow up, because of course today, if today's the first day you're doing this, you don't have people to follow up with yet, but you will. And so I always give myself about 24 to 48 hours from the time I've actually invited to actually follow up with somebody again. Hey, just wanted to check back in. I know it was a crazy Monday. Did you get a chance to think over the information I sent you about whatever program, Lift Forward, To Be Mindset? Do you have any questions that I can answer for you? Do you think this is something you would like to move forward with? And so you want to make sure you're following up and you're tracking that. So write it on your sheet of paper, 7-11 followed up with Jane, right? Or no answer, or whatever it may be, just a way to kind of keep track of that. And then the next part is talking to 3 people about the coaching opportunity. This is always the part that for some reason sort of gets us, right? It just sort of freaks us out, because we're like, I don't know if I can lead people. You can, because you've got us and you have great leaders that are going to help you lead your people. And my coach signed up 30 days before I did. So we were literally building this business together. All right. We screwed up. We made mistakes. We didn't know how to place people. We were constantly Googling and FAQing everything that we could figure out, but we'll get there. And so you want to say to yourself, are there people in my life right now that I think would make great coaches? And I know you probably have them. You have friends that are like struggling financially. You have friends that want to stay home with their kids and would really like some extra income. You have people that have mentioned to you they hate their job. So invite those people and say, I just launched this business. I'm really excited about it. I don't have all the answers yet, but we have a great training system that we're plugged into, and I would love to team up with you and do this together. Would you like to know more about it? Just reach out. So challenge yourself to get to Emerald in the first 30 days and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to link arms with at least, 2 to 3 people in the first month, because I know I have a place to put them, and it's right here. And we will support you and your new coaches that come in as well. So you don't have to worry about it. If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this, we got you covered. And we'll help you with it too. Okay. All right. So inviting people and then recognizing success. That recognizing success will come with my first customer signed up. I'm so excited. The first week of your challenge group. So this one may take a little bit of time before you start doing it, but you'll be thinking to yourself, okay, if I make a public post tagging all of the people that just signed up in this accountability group with me, and we've all committed to our fitness journey, and if I do like an image like showing me being super excited and tagging all of my people I'm going to do this with, it's now going to show up on all of their timelines, which means I'm going to be cross-marketing. So now if I notice other people are liking or commenting, that gives me more people to friend request, more people to message. So when you celebrate success, you're elevating that person, but you're also bringing more people into your funnel too. Okay, so now when we kind of stop there for one moment, it says my weekly business results. This is really real. How many new contacts did you make in the week? How many new customers, new coaches, Success Club points, and commissions? Your first week may be all zeros, and it may not be, right? But your goal is to say to yourself at the end of every week, what did I do well? What did I struggle with? And how can I do better next week? It's one day at a time, 1 week at a time. Your goal is to get these numbers to be numbers and not all zeros. And if every day, every week, you're tracking your business and you're keeping yourself accountable, you can course correct. You shouldn't get through a whole month and say, I got SC0. We've gone too long without kind of identifying where we might be going wrong. All right. So this is going to be your kind of roadmap and your thing. And you can take a picture of this. You can send it to your coach. You can post it in the training group for accountability at the end of every single week. Or if you have a partner or friend that you're doing this business with, you can share it with them. Like hold yourself accountable so that you know you're actually doing the right activities in your business. And like I said, this should take you about an hour to do all of these things. But that also means that maybe you need to lock yourself in a bedroom for an hour and say, all right, to your husband, for an hour, I'm going to go upstairs and work. And you go upstairs and you don't open anything else, no training videos, no lives, you don't watch Insta stories for 20 minutes. You sit down and you do this for a full hour. All right. So that is, and you can do, the more you do, the faster your business will grow. Now, I did see somebody that made a comment. What if you don't have anybody that's liking your pictures? So that was kind of a problem for me at first too. So number one, I find it like a game to get people to interact with me. All right. So, oh, hang on 1 second. Sorry. It's usually nobody calls our house phone. I don't even know why we have one. All right. So anyways, at the beginning, I made it a game to try to get people to respond. So I would find that if I did recipes, if I did like fun summer cocktails, if I did a meal plan, I would get some people to like it. And then my morning motivation, like when I do my workout, instead of it being just a picture of me and I just did like, check that off the box, did my Lift 4 workout for the day, I found that if I gave people like tips or motivation. So if I gave like 5 tips for waking up at 5 a.m. because people always say, I don't know how you get up so early. And so I say, I feel so good and accomplished when I get my morning workout in. Here are my top 5 tips. And so many of you have asked me, and even if nobody's asked you, just say that. So many of you have asked me, how do I get up early in the morning? Well, this is how I do it in 5 tips. And then you say, drop a comment below if you're a 5 a.m. workout person, or if you'd like to be more of a morning person, right? That gives you something to work off of as well. Just like tips. So the water tip, how to get in your water. So I did this one post one time where I had my hair bands wrapped around my water bottle. And I took a picture of the water bottle and I said, look, it's really hard for me to get my water in every day, but I know that water speeds your metabolism. It clears toxins. It actually helps you lose weight. It makes you more mentally clear. And so I'm committed to drinking my water every single day. Here's a trick that's working for me. I put, 6 hair bands. Every time I drink one, I move it to the bottom. Anybody want to do a 7-day water challenge with me, right? And so then I look for who's liking it and commenting on it. So I find ways to kind of create that momentum I have to be creative with it. So I encourage you guys to kind of think outside of the box. Best friend is Pinterest. That's where I find a lot of good ideas, motivational quotes. Like sometimes I'll just put in like clean eating tips, or I'll put in how to get in your water, or I'll put in like health, clean eating snack ideas. And so I'll just look for things that can like give me some kind of idea that I can go off of as well. So creating the demand, yes, definitely helps as well. Okay. You do not have to have a certain number of followers to use the Insta story polls. I saw that somebody asked that question. That is the only thing you need a number of followers for is like the swipe up. So guys, when you're on Instagram and you're doing an Instagram poll, when you post a photo, let's just take a random picture here. So when you have a photo, right, all you do is like slide up and then it'll give you, I know you probably can't see that, location, mention, hashtag, GIF, poll. And then your poll option allows you to like ask a question. So I could say something like, maybe I could post my water bottle and say, do you want to join me in a water challenge? And then I can put yes, and then I never give them the option to say no. So I do yes and absolutely. And then I click done. And then all I have to do is put that on there and then save it. Now, what you do is when some people start filling out that poll, when you're looking at your Instagram, hang on. So if you click on yourself, right, and then you just slide it up, now you can see all the people that have viewed your stories and who's filled out your poll, and then you can click and you can send them private messages through there. All right, so this is how you use Instagram. We've got some Instagram trainings that are in our team page, or Ask Your Sponsor Coach. I have like a file folder of Instagram if that's something you really want to focus on. But again, just use it. Don't be a collector of information. Please just go out there and practice some of this stuff. All right. So let's try to practice and we'll learn as we go as well. Okay. Let me see. What other questions? Creating polls. Yep. Making a list of everyone who is watching you. That's good. Make a list and invite at the same time. So Amber, make a list, invite, right? So you're taking action. You're not just like collecting. That reminds me one thing. When you launch your business, even think about like your warm market. You know, I know we hate to sell to our family and friends, but if I'm really honest with you, like I went to my sister-in-law and I was like, will you do this 21-day fix with me? I was like, can you be my guinea pig? And I was like, please be in my challenge group. And so she did. She bought the challenge pack. She was in and then my mom did the same thing. My mom bought 21-day fix and we did our own little challenge group, the three of us. I mean, I hit Success Club off my husband, my mom, and my sister-in-law my first month. You know, I went to the people closest to me. A lot of my like good friends and neighbors. Yeah, some said yes, some said no, but use them. You know, don't be afraid to say, you want to do this with me? Because while you're building up your contacts, like your people closest to you, you know, that can be the people that you start with as well. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Anything else? Looking down through. Having a bad connection. Oh yeah. Yes, I will put this into the Coach University afterwards for sure. Okay. Is there any other questions related to what we just covered today? Did that give you a good, clear perspective? Okay. So one of the big things that I want to tell you is I've been doing this business for 7 years, and I have had a lot of coaches come in and I've had a lot of coaches come out. And the one thing that every coach will tell me that has been successful in this business was, I just did it. I did the training, right, Jess? Right? I just did the training. Melanie or whoever or Katie, we all give you a system to plug into. You can go through the training, and if you want to know the answers, they're all there for you. You just have to take initiative and do it. Like you actually have to do it. Not just go through the training, but implement it. Everything you need is at your fingertips. And if you can't find it, we will show you how to find it. Like you have a team of leaders that is invested in your success. It is the ball is in your court. Like you get to determine the outcome right now of where you're going to go with this business. You either do it or you don't, and there's like no middle ground. But you can be successful. It is like, I'm going to implement what we're telling you, and then you're going to see the success. For some of us, it happens faster. For some of us, it happens a little slower. I was the slow girl on the train, right? But that's not a future determination of success. You know, it took me 9 months to get to diamond. It took some of us 2 years to get to diamond, but that's not a determination of your future success. It's your ability to keep going and keep tweaking and finding the right path for you and saying every month I will hit Success Club because that's my non-negotiable. All right. So you've got it. You are going to do great. You are going to be overwhelmed. You are going to have fun. You're going to fail your way forward. It's all a learning process, and you just have to say, all right, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to help people. I'm going to inspire people, and I am going to trust the journey. All right? So that's what I have for you guys today. Let's go out there. Let's take action. Let's be accountable to this. Send a picture of this every night to your sponsor, and she'll just love you forever. If you are like super accountable, we will be like jumping for joy and doing cartwheels. So go out there, make it happen. Yes, I'll post the recording, and then I'll be seeing you guys in the coach training, answering questions. So will your upline too. And then we'll see you guys back here next Monday. And it is always better, Estella, to send it to me on Facebook Messenger. If you send it to me email, it'll probably take me at least 12 to 24 hours to get back to you. So Facebook Messenger is my friend. So send it to me there. All right. Okay. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.